This is professional SAG-AFTRA actor Charles D. Clark, known for Empire, and you are watching Amplified Exposure Live with the great and phenomenal Teresa B.
Keep shining, let it shine, shine like a diamond. Keep shining, let it shine, shine like a diamond.
Good afternoon, Facebook. This is your girl, Teresa B, coming to you live and direct from Amplified Exposure Live. And today I have my wonderful guest producer, director. Oh, he has so many titles. Magazine owner, entrepreneur, everything. Mr. Karlton Clay. He came on my show today, not just because he's just so dope like that, but he came on my show today because he likes me. So for those of you that are out there in Roku land, La La land, TV land, wherever you may be located, join us for 30 minutes of yappy yap with my friend, Mr. Clay. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I am doing very well. Thank you for asking.
No
so
problem.
I met you in a strange kind of way.
Yes.
Yeah, you had put a post out wanting somewhere to do some of your film.
Yes.
And Miss Suggs had suggested me, or I don't know how she put an ad on Facebook for you.
Right.
And you
she basically put out a post for me because I needed a house for my series Lover's Lane. And she was like, hey, because she's on the show, and I work with Miss Audrey and playing a lot of projects. Shout out to Miss Audrey, she's amazing. But she basically was like, she said, hey, I might know somebody, let me figure out some stuff for you. And then I know she put it out there, and then she contacted you, and then we were Facebooking back and forth, and here we are, and we got it done. Praise the Lord.
We got it done. So kind of rented my house for a few days,
right?
So that way he could get the filming done, and that's how we met. Strange way of meeting, but we've been chatting ever since. So pleasure to see you again.
Yes, same here. Same here.
So tell me, did you finally finish up Lover's Lane series?
Oh yeah. We finished it. We finished filming. Because we filmed the show in 2 weekends. So those 2 weekends you saw us only one day of each weekend, but those 2 weekends we finished the series, filming the last season. We aired it in 2019, the last part of 2019. So yeah, but it's still available if you go to thevpntv.com. All 6 seasons of Lover's Lane is there, so you can check those out.
Awesome. So for those of you that are just now tuning in, Mr. Karlton Clay, he produces YouTube series, movies. He's director, producer. He even acts, don't you? Didn't you act?
I dabble in acting a little bit, you know.
Just a little bit. He shows off. He goes all the way out. So tell us, how did you get into the idea of, first of all, you started with YouTube series, is that correct? And then
well, actually, no. Actually, I started in theater. Actually,
okay.
I did my first play. It's called the first play that I did was called "Speak to My Heart," and it was written by Angela Griffin. I was in the play when I was like 12 or 13, and then when I started my company, that was the first play that I actually produced. We did it again. I produced it that time, and that gave me the courage to kind of produce my own content. So then I did my play, which is called Leukemia and Me, which is based upon my experience of dealing with cancer and leukemia and, my family and everything. So we did that play, did a couple more plays. In 2006, I did my first web series, which was called College Days, while I was at Georgia State University in Atlanta, and then moved back to Augusta after I graduated in 2008. And I've been doing series ever since then. So, yeah.
Okay. So you sound like you're pretty young. You're talking about straight out of college doing, how old are you, may I ask?
Yeah, I'm actually 35.
Oh, okay. So you've been doing it for a very long time. So over 15 years or so?
Yeah, I started Victory Productions in 2002. Wait, the conception was 2002. My first play, like I said, Speak to My Heart, the birth of Victory Productions 2003. So I've been doing my company. We're in 2021, so it'll be 18 years this year.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, when you started in the filming industry, because we were living in the same area at the time, and we know how hard it is to get actors that are committed, especially when you're not able to really pay them at first.
Right.
Tell me about that experience.
Well, my experience has been twofold. I think for me, because I'm so upfront and honest with people, I think a lot of people respect that, and that's why they choose to work with me, regardless of the fact that with certain projects I'm not able to compensate them with money. Like I said, with some of the projects we do, like Lover's Lane, Bondage, In the Nick of Time, like projects that require me to go out of town or other actors to come in from out of town. Even when people have to come to Augusta, we make sure the lodging's taken care of, food, if we have the budget to do that. So some type of way we make sure our actors are taken care of, even if it's not just like, oh, we can give you like a little stipend or whatever. But as far as I can answer your question, like I said, I think because, again, I'm honest. I'm literally like, hey, this is a non-paid project, so you know what you're getting into when you decide to do the casting call or whatever. So I just think about honesty and transparency. I think a lot of times in our industry, because there are some people who have been burnt before because they're like, hey, people said, directors or producers said, I'm going to pay you, and they end up not doing it. So that's why a lot of times we have actors who shy away from indie projects sometimes because, again, they've been burnt in the past. And who could blame them? But, I think if you're upfront and transparent about the project, a lot of times too, people I can only speak for myself. For my projects, people they like the script, they like the story, so they're just like, hey, I want to be a part of it. With the series in particular, let's say for instance, Lover's Lane, for instance, we started off with 8 people on the show, and the show grew in popularity, and people was like, I want to be on Lover's Lane, I want to get on. People was wanting to get on. So I think if people see the consistency of what you're doing, and like I said again, if you're truthful and honest about and upfront about what you're doing, people are gonna want to be a part of it.
Yeah, and from what I hear, you're an easy guy to work with too. That makes a difference as well, because like,
hey, that's
what they say.
they have an easy guy to work. No, seriously though, I try to make it as fun and as stress-free as possible. If anybody's gonna be stressed on the set, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna take all the stress. I'm gonna take that, and I want people to be as relaxed and have as much fun as possible. I'm real serious about what I do, but at the same time, this should be fun. Like acting and like the arts, it should be something fun because it's something we love to do. So it shouldn't be, especially if you already have like a job, like a job, like a 9-to-5. Doing the arts should be something that you could it should be your oasis. So I try to make the sets as oasis-y as possible.
Oasis-y. I like that word, oasis-y. So you're one of the fortunate ones in the industry to where you've done so much and you've put so much in different platforms to monetize it. Most people don't have that ability to do that with their art. So can you give the audience maybe a tip or a little tidbit on how they can get that popularity? Well, we know first it has to be good quality film, right? But like other tips that may help them try to get their stuff out there.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to say like I'm a firm believer in growing as you go. I'm gonna tell you this. Like, I watch some of my stuff like present day stuff that I've done before in the past, and I cringe a little bit. I'm like, oh, so bad. But I'm so glad that I went ahead and went forth, because when I first started, I didn't know what I was doing. I had a camera. I knew how to write, but I had a camera, and I was just like, you know what? I have this idea. I'm just gonna put it out there. And as over the years, I've seen the growth and the consistency of what we've been doing at Video Production. So I tell people all the time, you may not know everything, but if you go ahead and put yourself out there, you can always learn as you're going. Because I mean, if you just sit there with an idea, you're just gonna just sit there with the idea, and it's not gonna grow. It's like a seed. If you just have a seed on your table, it's not gonna grow. But if you put the seed in the dirt and you put the water in there, and you let the sun hit it, it's gonna grow. So that's how we treat our craft. So I tell people all the time, just do it, and then once you continue, then that's when you'll learn how to make stuff better. As far as monetizing and everything, I at first, again, I tell people, don't make that your focus. Money will come, again, if you're consistent. For me, it was all about the art, the beginning process of it. Like, okay, how can I put this out there? How can I disseminate it? How can I get it to the public and everything? For people who don't know, people who have not been following me, again, my stuff used to be on YouTube. We had a whole YouTube gate debacle. Not gonna get into all that. But we lost the YouTube page. I still have all the content, but we lost our YouTube page. And that actually shifted my focus to, all right, how can we start building revenue for ourselves so that way we can start paying actors, that way we can start basically supporting ourselves. There's all avenues out there. Most of my stuff is hosted by Vimeo, and use Vimeo basically. I mean, you can use it like YouTube where you can just post it up for free, but they also have platforms where people can subscribe to your page. People can subscribe monthly. You can get paid like that. You also have on-demand pages where you can put your videos out there and they can rent them or buy them, kind of like I do Amazon Prime, which is another avenue. Amazon Prime Video, you can put your videos on there and sell your content there. There's Patreon. There's so many avenues out there now that you can really make money on your own independently and not really have to go through the wheelhouse of trying to get picked up. So you can really honestly do it yourself. Also, too, I tell people, do not shy away from festivals. Festivals are a great way to really get your content out there for you to connect with the proper people. I'm going to tell this story real quick. For me, my series Sweet Mahogany was entered into the Miami Web Fest, got in official selection. This is in 2019 or 18, 19, one of them. And ended up happening is Maverick Movies, they were there at Miami Web Fest and they did a distribution prize and we won. So that's how we were able to move into the film realm. So that's how we were able to get distribution through them. And like now we have stuff on Tubi, Crackle, the actual Roku channel, like the actual thing, Roku, IMDb TV. There's so many other avenues that we're now blessed to be a part of because, again, it's those humble beginnings or small beginnings that help push us out there. So I tell people, use it. Like, first of all, research the festival. Make sure it's a quality festival. But then also, just if you have the money, send it, because you never know what could happen, and you never know how you can, connect with other people that are already in the industry that can help you push you into, what you need to do. So,
right. So you got a couple of people, Brent Gaskins, shouting out your name, Ron Godfrey,
what's
out
up,
there.
Ron?
And then we got Miss Flo Simpson. She's like one of my favorites. She watches every single show.
Hey,
she's like a Teresa B fanatic. But I actually know all of them personally, so that's the good thing about it, doing this live, so they can actually come and support their friends. So thank you for that information, because that is definitely something that people could use, especially in this industry, because they don't know how to connect. They don't know how to get their product out there. So I appreciate you sharing that. So tell me something about the last project that you had going on, because that was also one of the things that you taped at my house too, right? There was another project after Sweet Mahogany. I'm thinking because you were trying to finish two.
No, we did Lover's Lane at your house. Like, that was the 2 weekends that we filmed, or the 2 days that we filmed. That was all Lover's Lane. It was like we did the first half one weekend, and then we did the second half the other weekend.
Oh, okay. I was trying to peep around the corner. All I saw was pizza. I was like, wow, they eating and acting. This is cool. I was all into it. Like, how can I be involved? Like, at least give me a slice of pizza or something. But anyway, I'm so glad you were able to finish all your work. So what are you working on now?
Well, right now, we have Sweet Mahogany 2, which is the again, Sweet Mahogany was started off as a web series. We did 2 seasons. The first season was the first movie. That came out last year. So the second part, which is season 2, if you haven't seen it, this will be the second movie. It's coming out this month, February 23rd. So we have that coming out. We have Redemption for Easter, which is the Easter movie that we shot. That's coming out March 9th. And then we have My Brother's Keeper, which is coming out in April. Don't know this. I can't remember the exact date. And then we have Sisterhood, which was a web series as well. And now that's turned into a film. And that'll be coming out in May. And so we have those films lined up. And The Lion's Den, which is my longest running web series, we're on the 10th season. This is the final season, so that's airing right now. Again, you go to wpntv.com, you can check it out. It's there. We have My Best Friend, which is another series that we're ending. X Factor, which is another series that'll be ending this year. So a lot of my series that I'm really trying to wrap them up nicely and go ahead and end them, so that way the audience can feel fulfilled and everything. Because I think I want to focus a little bit more on films now. Because again, that's helping bring the revenue in. And I'm just blessed because the first project I did was an actual film, was My Brother's Keeper, like the original film. That first original film I did was My Brother's Keeper. And it was such a blessing to be able to give the actors a stipend. Like people that I've been working with for a long time. Like it kind of brought a tear to my eye a little bit because I'm like, I'm really able to finally now, hey, thank you so much for your hard work. Here you go. And I appreciate it. These are people that have been rocking with me for years. So, it's just a blessing. So, but again, I want to focus on the films now because, again, that's what's bringing the revenue in, and we can kind of continue to build and grow and do some other things that we want to do. I know you saw my post about A Very Merry New Year.
Yes.
About that. And I'm writing that right now because the last film that we did, Reindeer Games, which is our Christmas film, it did so well over the holiday season. They asked me to do another holiday movie. So this one will actually be focused more so on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm writing in the lab right now. So
when do you sleep?
You know what? I actually sleep a lot. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but I believe in naps. Naps are great. I probably take an hour nap throughout the day, like every day. I try to go to bed like 11-ish, midnight-ish. It depends. Honestly, it depends on what's on TV, what I'm watching on TV, or it depends on what I'm editing or working on. So, but I try to go to bed before. Excuse me. I try to go to bed before midnight. And I wake up around about 7 or 8. So, but I do sleep. I believe it or not. Now,
I don't believe it.
one of my best friends and one of my actors, Kevin J. Stone, he called me a robot. He says I'm a robot, but no, I actually do sleep. Production days though, I don't get as much sleep because I mostly film on the weekends. So like those are days I may not sleep, but during the week I make up for it and I get the rest I need to get. So
okay. I don't know how you writing all those scripts. I just don't understand how you do it, but I commend you for doing it. So where do you get your ideas from? Like, because you have so many things going on at one time. Like, where do they come from?
I want to say, honestly, they come from just life. I know that's a common answer, but honestly, it's life. I mean, for me, and it's hard to explain how I write. For me, I see the characters and the scenarios in my head. And so basically I just kind of all right, wherever they're going, I just write it down. So it's kind of hard. Like again, it's kind of hard to explain, but like I said, again, just most of the topics and stuff, things I've dealt with in life, things my friends have dealt with in life. I have to say I'm a Christian, and I grew up in church. So a lot of my stuff has church elements in it, good and the bad. I'm a PK, I'm a preacher's kid, so I've seen a lot of stuff. So I include a lot of those elements. I mentioned before, I'm a cancer survivor, so some of those elements come in. It's just life. Whatever I've experienced or whatever I've seeing people experience, or even just having conversations with people. I'm like, you know what, that makes a good story. You know, just
the computer. Yeah. All right, I'm here.
Yeah. So just pay attention to life, what's happening in life. So.
Wow. So you have to have like, are you left-handed? Because you know you got to be left-handed to be. You're not left-handed.
Right-handed.
Nah, you're not left-handed. And you able to. They say people that are left-handed, they think on the left side of their brain, and that's how they're able to be artistic. But to have a right-handed, I know it's science.
No, I'm definitely right-handed. My left hand writing sucks. I'm right-handed, definitely, for sure.
Okay. And you can just pop out. So you are definitely Tyler Perry 2.0. That's basically what.
Like I said, I tell people honestly, my writing it's a gift. Like it's truly a gift from God. I can't give anybody credit but God. You know, I think anybody can write, right? But I think you can tell somebody who's gifted and someone who's skilled.
Right.
Not taking away from, you know, the writing per se, but you can tell when somebody is truly gifted in writing and when somebody who just learns that as a skill. And I can truly say that that God has given me the gift to write. And, you know, I've been writing ever since I was a kid. And to actually have the opportunity to write these stories, tell these stories, you know, and really put them out there and encourage people and inspire people, it's a blessing. Like to me, that's the ultimate success story. It's not really about trying to be in Hollywood or trying to make all this money. I mean, money's nice. Don't get me wrong.
I'm gonna say, wait a minute.
That's not my focus though. My focus is completing my assignment, and I feel like my assignment is telling these stories that to encourage and uplift people and inspire people. So, you know, that's what it is.
Well, I'm so proud of you because I actually got to see you in action. So to do the stories, and you're also filming. You actually film your own product.
Yeah.
What in the world? Like, how do you do all that?
I mean, honestly, it comes with maybe this may be a good quality, bad quality. I'm a very impatient person. Like I'm not the type of person that's going to sit around and wait on somebody to do something for me. I'm going to do it myself. And again, not saying, again, let me put this disclaimer out there. I think having a team is great. I think having a team is important. I'm praying to God, send me my team. Send me, please. But until then, I know that I have an assignment that I have to complete. And until God brings the right people along, I'm going to have to just do it. What happened for me was my first series, college days. I originally wanted to do it at my college station. And the guy gave me the runaround. He was like, I'm gonna check it out. I did a whole pilot. It was trash if you look at it now, but I did a whole pilot. Back then I thought it was bomb. I did a whole pilot. He did, and then he never watched it. And my friend, shout out to my friend, we went to high school together, Lamont Johnson. He said, hey, I can build you a website and you can start putting your shows on there. And this is before YouTube was what it is now. YouTube, before you're going to put up 2 minutes of video back then. And
wow.
Yeah, it was only 2 minutes or less. And so he built me a website, and I was basically plugging my shows on the website, and that's how I got started. And that's honestly how I got really started into like doing stuff myself. Like I learned how to edit in high school, but I use those skills to do my shows. Filming, I'm not the best at filming. I know the basics, and I'm definitely learning as I'm growing now. But I was like, I know the basics. I'll figure it out as I go. So I tell people all the time, like, you don't necessarily have to wait for people to make your dreams a reality.
Right.
Again, it's great if you find somebody that believes in you and wants to work with, and has the time to work with you on what you want to do. That's great. Utilize it. But if not, if people keep telling you I can't do it or no or blah blah, you should not let that be the reason why you don't do anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have great phones now with great camera technology. I know somebody who shot a whole movie with their iPhone, and it was phenomenal. Like I'm talking about, the quality was amazing. So there's really honestly no excuse of why you can't put your product out there and make your product a reality, to be honest.
Yeah, I definitely need to know what that app is because I would love to do a film with my iPhone.
Yeah.
It would save me so much money.
I mean, but what I mean, not to pry, but what type of iPhone do you have? Like, what you have the new one?
Yeah, 11. Mhm.
Okay, yeah, you can tape it, you can film it on your, you can film it on your just using your video camera. Do you have iMovie? I think all the iPhones have iMovie. Yeah, you edit with iMovie, or if you don't like that, you can always download your footage that you film on your iPhone, put it on your computer, and download like get Final Cut Pro or whatever editing software that you like, and do it from there. So
Wow.
I mean, you can film it with the camera that you have on your iPhone.
Boy, don't you tell me that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be all over town trying to film everything I see.
Like I said, it's a good beginning process. Now, as you continue to move forward, you want to try to get the best camera quality as possible that you can use, so that way you can make your content better. But for people that's starting out at the beginning, why not? And again, especially if you have this idea, you can't really find people to really help you with it. I think people like to see something first before they jump on board.
Right.
So like if they see that you're doing it without them, they're like, okay, I think I might want to be a part of that. And also too, once you learn how to do stuff on your own, you're not so dependent on people when they drop out on you. But that happens in the industry. People leave for whatever reason, and it's like you can't allow those people that depart from what you're doing to stop you from your vision. So let's just say you lose the editor, but hey, you already know how to edit. So okay, cool, you left. I can pick you up and do what I need to do until I get somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, it's important to learn every aspect of the industry. You may not necessarily be a master of it, but learn it so that way, if you need to use it, then you can move forward without if somebody drops out or whatever happens.
Yeah, because I'm like that too. I'm a little antsy. Like I can't wait for someone else. Like I go to YouTube University or somewhere and try to learn it before I sit there and waste so many weeks waiting for someone to help, because at the end of the day, your vision isn't someone else's vision. And
Absolutely.
So they can kind of mess you up sometimes. So tell us about you have a magazine.
Yeah.
What's about that?
VPN Mag it is arts and entertainment magazine. Basically, we are here to be a beacon for people who may not necessarily, get the exposure that, they get from other publications or whatever. We try to focus on indie artists, but we've had opportunity to interview some major people. We had Gavin Houston. The last issue we did, we had Gavin Houston from the Have and Have Nots. He was our feature cover story. We had Trey Chaney from The Wire and Saints and Sinners. We interviewed him. So it's been great. This year we actually because I've been doing the movies and stuff, we normally put out an issue like the beginning of each quarter. This year we're doing something a little different. We're going to do it in the middle of each quarter. So the new issue won't be coming out until sometime this month. And we'll let you know. You'll get to see whoever the cover is. I don't want to reveal it right now, but we'll let you know who the cover is. And we're just going to continue just to kind of just grow. It was an idea that honestly came from someone I formerly was working with. I originally wanted to do a calendar, and it was like, no, you should think about doing a magazine. It's something that can be continuous. It's something that that can help continue to put you out there versus a calendar. Nobody really has calendars like that anymore.
Right.
Everybody's using their phone. So okay, cool. That'll work. I was unsure about. I always wanted to do a magazine, but I was kind of unsure about the process of it. And he helped me out at the beginning. And then of course we went separate ways because he had his own vision of things he wanted to do, which is always you have to let people do what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But it forced me to learn it, and now I'm like put it together and everything. I have a bigger respect for that industry and how to put all that stuff together. But it's been a blessing. It's definitely we have grown a lot, and I'm truly thankful for the opportunity and the people that we've met and interviewed, and thankful to all the people who bought ads and all that stuff too. Because like I said, without that, we definitely would not be able to keep that going. So thank y'all so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, everyone. Karlton Clay. So being a preacher's kid, can you sing?
I can hold a note, and I can. I do more of the choir background singing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do the leading of the songs. I led a song before when I was younger, when I was little, and then when I was an adult, I led a song before too. I was like, man, I sing around the house though. I mean, I sing, you know, I can do that, but nah, I don't like in public and nah.
No. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll stick to film then. So we have Mr. Clay. He's a producer. He's a director. He knows how to edit. He goes to all these festivals. He's been learning, been in the game over 15 years, made ways of monetizing film as an indie artist, which is phenomenal because so many indies are trying to find their way through that. And he is a perfect example for anybody that wants to go out there and make it on their own. So after today, if somebody wanted to reach you, how could they reach you?
Make sure you guys go to our website because we are building thevpntv.com. Go there. Join our mailing list. Again, we're going to be doing a monthly newsletter. Also, you know, again, we have our contact us page on the website. You can do that. Or if you guys want to reach out to me on social media, I'm on Facebook. My name's right there. On Facebook, that's how my name is spelled. I'm on Twitter. It's my name minus the period, and Instagram, same thing. It's my name minus the period. And yeah, just reach out to me. But definitely go to the website wpntv.com. Join that mail. You're gonna want to join the mailing list. I'm telling you, you'll get exclusive stuff there. We're building it. This is gonna be a great, phenomenal year for VPN as far as we are just building our own, doing our own thing, making indie as big as possible. So definitely go to our website, wpntv.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Clay, for leading the way for indies such as myself and others. We do appreciate you coming on the show today. It's been a pleasure seeing you again. I need you to stay safe out there. Don't let the corona get you.
We rebuke that in the name of Jesus. It's done.
In the name of Jesus.
It's not die here.
We got to have church. Don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you so much for coming on, and you have a great evening.
Thank you too. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
Bye.